When investigators began examining the transportation records surrounding Kendrick Johnson's body after the autopsy, the FBI files revealed a series of discrepancies that raised serious questions about what actually happened during the transfer of Kendrick's remains back to Valdosta. After the autopsy was performed at the Georgia Bureau of Investigation Medical Examiner's Office, Kendrick Johnson's body was released for transport back to Valdosta by Owens Transport. According to the statement provided by Stephen Owens of Owens Transport, when he received Kendrick Johnson's body from the GBI Medical Examiner's Office, several items were released to him along with the body. Owens stated that the GBI provided him with the pink slip authorizing the release of the body, Kendrick Johnson's organs, and Kendrick Johnson's personal belongings. Owens told investigators that when he returned to Valdosta, he delivered Kendrick Johnson's body and those items to Harrington Funeral Home. But when the FBI interviewed representatives from Harrington Funeral Home, their account did not match Owens' statement. According to the funeral home, they did not receive Kendrick Johnson's organs. They also stated that they did not receive a pink slip with Kendrick's body. And the discrepancies did not end there. Harrington Funeral Home further told investigators that they did not receive Kendrick Johnson's personal belongings, with the exception of a pair of black headsets that arrived with the body. So, according to the funeral home statement, the organs Owens said he delivered were not received. The pink slip Owens said accompanied the body was not received, and the personal belongings Owens said were transferred were also not received, other than the black headset. That alone creates a direct contradiction in the chain of custody. But there is another detail in the FBI report that complicates the situation even further. According to the report, the normal body intake employee at Harrington Funeral Home was not present that day when Kendrick Johnson's body arrived. Instead, when Owens Transport delivered Kendrick's body, it was received by two unknown black males, not documented intake personnel, not the regular employee responsible for receiving remains, but two unidentified individuals, which raises critical questions. Who were these men? Why were they receiving a body from a medical transport service? Who documented the transfer? And who verified whether the items Owens says he delivered were actually present? But even the transportation documentation itself raises questions. The transport record provided by Owens Transport, the very document that should confirm the timeline, is incomplete. On the form, the sections that would normally record arrival, departure, and waiting time are marked NC, meaning no charge. Because of that notation, the document does not contain verified timestamps showing when Kendrick Johnson's body was picked up or when it was delivered, which means the official transport document does not provide authenticated times. So, when you step back and examine the full record, the chain of custody begins to unravel. Owens Transport states the GBI released the organs, the pink slip, and personal belongings. Owens says he delivered those items, but Harrington Funeral Home states they did not receive the organs. They state they did not receive the pink slip. They state they did not receive personal belongings, except for a pair of black headsets. The normal intake employee was not present that day. Instead, Kendrick's body was reportedly received by two unknown black males, and the transport log does not contain actual recorded times. In any death investigation, the chain of custody is supposed to be clear, documented, and traceable at every step. But here, the official records show contradictions about what was transferred, who received it, and when. And that leaves one unavoidable question hanging over this portion of the investigation. What really happened during the transport and delivery of Kendrick Johnson's body back to Valdosta? Harrington Funeral Home also described another troubling detail when Kendrick Johnson's body arrived. According to their statement, the body bag was open and Kendrick's face was visible. That immediately raises a serious question about handling and procedure. Why was Kendrick Johnson's body bag open during transport and delivery? Who opened it? When was it opened? And why was it not sealed when it arrived at the funeral home? Until those discrepancies are fully explained, the chain of custody surrounding Kendrick Johnson's remains one of the most troubled, unresolved issues in the entire case. When a young man dies, the expectation in any investigation is simple. Every step should be documented, every item accounted for, and every transfer clearly recorded. But when we follow the documented trail in the Kendrick Johnson case, the chain of custody surrounding his body does not move with clarity. Instead, it breaks. Owens Transport states they received the organs, the pink slip, and personal belongings. They say those items were delivered to Harrington Funeral Home, but Harrington Funeral Home states they did not receive the organs. They state they did not receive the pink slip. They state they did not receive personal belongings, except for the black headset. The normal intake employee was not present that day. Instead, the body was reportedly received by two unknown black males. And to me, that is strange. Who were these men? What are their names? Did they give official statements? And the transport log, the very document that should confirm the timeline, does not contain verified timestamps. Arrival time, no charge. Departure time, no charge. Waiting time, no charge. No confirmed times, no complete documentation, no clear chain of custody. So, the question that remains is not complicated. If the organs were released, but the funeral home says they never received them. If the pink slip was issued, but the funeral home says it never arrived. If personal belongings were transferred, but only a headset was present. And if the timeline of the transport itself cannot be verified, then the question that still hangs over this case is one that has gone unanswered for more than a decade. What really happened between the GBI, Owens Transport, and Harrington Funeral Home? Because until every link in that chain is accounted for, the truth about what happened to Kendrick Johnson cannot be considered settled, and justice cannot move forward on a broken chain.